Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for this week's edition of In Focus Friday, the show where we take a good close look at cool things made of silver and gold. And this week we are sponsored by the Germania Mint once again. A big thank you to them for sending me the latest Mythical Forest round. It's a stunner, the Chestnut, and a real big thank you to the Germania Mint for their continued sponsorship. And in true kind of open and transparency, they have not paid for this review. They've sent me this coin, yes, but they do not expect an overtly positive review. The fact that I'm going to give one is just testament to how good the coin is, but I would not work with any organisation that was paying for reviews, and I'm not tied to the financial success of this particular release. And if you'd like to find out more information about it, there's a link down in the description below to the Germania Mint's website where you can find out everything you need to know about the coin. I've said it already, the round, the series, and everything else to do with Germania Mint. I said coin, not round, and I guess it's one of my ongoing kind of foibles with the Germania Mint is that they make rounds, not coins, but my brain always goes coin because it's coin shaped, it looks like a coin, everything about it should say coin. It's even got a denomination, 5 marks, which isn't technically coinage because the marks don't exist, they're not legal tender currency, but my brain always says coin. I guess that's one of the things I do want to just sort of say to the Germania Mint is that its designation as a official coin makes a difference to some collectors. It's going to be down to each individual person. And personally, I think when your designs look as good as this and a lot of the others that the Germania Mint release, it's not actually that big a factor. But as you can see, every video that I do, I say coin instead of round. Someone keep a track down below how many times I mistakenly say it in this video. It'll be always fun to see at the end. So this particular round is the second in the release of the Mythical Forest series from the Germania Mint, and the Mythical Forest series is commemorating the various different types of trees, oak, chestnut, beech and linden leaves, which are very synonymous with cultural histories of humans throughout history. You know, trees have been part and parcel of our culture, of our development, of our religion, of our connection to the, to the earth, to nature, to the planet, to our gods. It is a very, very cool series to kind of do, and I know that there's going to be a lot of following for it. And this is the second release, the Chestnut, which, if you did not know, the chestnut in itself is very much about, it's about fertility, it's about love, connection, and, a lot of the time its fruit symbolizes chastity as well. And it was believed that chestnuts would increase fertility and desire, and which is why it was carried by women who wished to conceive throughout history. So lots of really interesting things about chestnut trees which we connect back to our past. And the design here is really very aesthetic and very nice indeed. The chestnut leaf there has some exquisite features and designs on it. It's very hard to tell with the capsule, but it's relatively high relief actually. There's some real sort of detail sticking out from the surface of this particular design, and it's very, very attractive in that feature. Lovely shiny proof finish almost on the leaves themselves, which has some great light playing off it with that lovely background as well. It's just generally a really good design. The only criticism that I have of this is the actual chestnut itself, the one that's open. Now, for me, that does not necessarily quite ring true as a chestnut. Chestnuts are not necessarily very shiny. And when I look at some of the marketing material that the Germania Mint have produced, the gold proof version has got what it looks like to be anyway, a kind of very textured and matte finish sort of chestnut fruit area. And that actually looks really good, and I would have really liked perhaps the chestnut to have been matte finished. Just this little shiny bit there, that perhaps would have looked a little bit more chestnutty to my eyes, but as it is, and this will be only for all those really sort of hardcore Dungeons and Dragons gamers out there, but it looks like one of the eye stalks of a beholder, one of those big eye monsters. That's kind of what I can only see when I look at it, but that's, I guess, just my brain and how it works. But anyway, that small piece of criticism aside, I think it is still a very, very attractive design, a very, very pretty leaf design as well. Much better, in my opinion, than the oak, which was the first in the series. I do want to put another little bit of a question to the Germania Mint here. The first in the series, the Mythical Forest, was the oak, and that was in 2019. Now, it's 2021 now, and you can see this is a 2021 release with the date down here. So we've skipped a year. Now, I would suspect that's because of coronavirus interruptions to our general life and businesses around the world and supply chains. Maybe that's what's happened. But I don't know. I haven't found any communications about that. So it's up in the air about whether this is now going to be an every 2-year release, or it's just because that first one was delayed. We will have to find out, I guess, over time. One thing as well that is a little bit, I guess, disappointing, it's going to be disappointing for some people, is that the first in the series had a BU Gold version, and there was a mintage of 500 of those. As far as I'm seeing here, there is no BU Gold version for this particular release, so that's going to be, I think, a disappointment for some people who perhaps wanted to collect the series in the BU Gold. The Proof Gold is still happening, and that's got a mintage of 100, which is unchanged from the first issuing. The Silver Proof version will also be minted this time round with a mintage of 500, which is half what it was in 2019 of 1,000. So that is something to consider. And then what I think is quite good, and what is quite good in this particular design's favour, is that the mintage for the 2019 Oakleaf was 50,000. This time round it's 25,000 for this, so half the number of them. Now, whenever you have a particular series that starts out with a certain number on its mintage and then it reduces it as it goes, that is a telltale sign that the releases in the future perhaps could be worth a little bit more going forwards. It's just simple maths to say that there's going to be more people that can collect the entire series because of that first issuing than there are coins available. So, the 25,000 in this second release, that could mean up to 25,000 people potentially not able to finish their series, which makes this more desirable, more in demand. So we'll have to see about that. I don't know quite whether that's going to continue with lower mintages across the rest of the series or not. Now, what I think is quite interesting is when you compare this particular release with some of the other things that Germania Mint are sort of coming out with, and whilst this as a standalone is absolutely gorgeous, I do have to kind of look at all of the different, the Germanias, the Allegories series, the Fafnir, the Germania Beast series. There are just so many different things which are so good, and part of me feels like this one it's going to be nice for some people, don't get me wrong, and it is a great great round. I give it like 9 out of 10, hands down, really beautiful. But when you rank them from the actual series that the Germania Mint's released, I would say this is actually one of the lower down ones, because I would much rather have the Fafnir Germania Beasts or the Allegories series. That said, that is my open, honest opinion on it. I still think it's a wonderful piece, and I do like the design. It is beautiful. There is no doubting it. Even like the reverse of these every time, we haven't really talked about this, but the reverse of these every time gets, really good results. It's just beautiful. There is so much detail. I hope the camera's really doing it justice, but just the minute, tiny little feathers on the eagle, on the double-headed eagle there in the background, just looks wonderful. So I have nothing but praise really for the Germania Mint on this, and if anything, they're competing with their own other releases when they release brand new products. You're going to set benchmarks. You're going to have to live by your own benchmarks, which is not always something that is easy to live up to. So I really like it. I'd love to know what you guys think, and that is one of the reasons why we make these videos. And I know the Germania Mint also is very interested on community and customer feedback. So please do comment down in this video what you think about it and your thoughts on it as a release, as a series. Just let us know down below. And if you've enjoyed this video, put a thumbs up on it and share it around on your social media. That would be very helpful. It helps the Germania Mint decide to continue sponsoring our channel, if nothing less. So thank you one and all for watching. I hope you've had a fantastic time watching this, and if you have, we'll see you on the next video if you hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, have a fantastic week ahead. We'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.